Your arms are a little longer. You want to bring the hands up a little bit. Right, about halfway between there and there. Okay. Good. Let me see. Yep. Looks pretty good. Find your knees. So be about halfway in between here and here, and then you can find where the hands go. Remember? Go ahead. Don't worry about drawing the bones. Okay? We're not going to draw the skeleton. A little lower. See, look. About halfway, right? Be about there, I think. Yep. There you go. You need to... These legs are a little far apart. You might want to bring them a little closer together. And what else? Yeah, otherwise it's pretty good. You can make the head a little bigger up here. Okay, it's kind of a peanut. All right, remember the egg shape? You want it to be a little bigger up.
Oh, right here?
How big are the hands, you remember?
Half.
That's the length of the arms. How big's the hand?
I don't remember.
Your face, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if your face is about this big, right? You want your hand to be about that big too. All right?
I don't know how to draw hands.
Just start with a circle. It's just like everything else. We just start by sketching in a simple shape. There we go. And then you can try to put fingers on that. And it comes out to the side. Okay? Now, the next step is we're going to start measuring out our fingers. Make sure it's the right length. Remember, your palm's the same length as your middle finger. So let's do the middle finger first. So our palm's that long, so I know my middle finger is going to be that long. All right? There we go. Now, keep looking at your hands. The index finger, your pointer finger, is just a little bit, it's like one fingernail shorter than your middle finger, right? The finger over here is usually a little tiny bit longer than your index finger, just by a little bit though. Still shorter than your middle finger. And of course the pinky is the shortest, so your pinky is going to be way down here below the other fingers. All right? Your thumb, let's measure your thumb too. Your thumb, if you go all the way from where it goes into your palm to the tip of your thumb, okay, it's about the same size as your index finger. I know it looks a lot different, it's a much different shape, but it's actually almost the same length as your index finger. All right? So that's a way you can measure out how long your thumb's going to be. Now I have all my fingers all measured out. Now we're going to find the joints. All right? Again, let's start with our middle finger. All right? Let's find that joint. It's going to be right about there, about that far up. And then there's another joint up here. Remember that all of your fingers, except your thumb, have three joints, right? There's the little one up here, there's the one here, and then there's the big knuckle right there where it attaches to your... So each one of these are going to have three knuckles. Just like I drew these little circles to show the joints for our arms and legs, I'm going to draw some circles just to show where they bend for our fingers. Now let's look at the rest of our hand here. The knuckle for my pointer finger is right below the middle knuckle, is right below the middle knuckle for that. Okay, so all these, this index knuckle is right below there, and then this finger is very similar. These knuckles are right below the ones for the middle finger, because the middle finger is the longest, right?
Yep.
And then, of course, your pinky finger is below that even. All right, let's go down to your thumb. Your thumb sort of has a big knuckle way down here. All right, so there's going to be a big joint right here, right where it comes out of your hands. And then there's going to be a smaller one up here. All right, your thumb's very strong and thick, so give it big joints. Now all the joints and all the sticks are all laid out. Just like we measured out our stick figure and all our joints with when we drew the whole body, we did the same thing with the hand. This is our stick hand. Now we can put the meat on the bones. Every section in between each knuckle is going to have its own little bit of muscle. Okay, we can just sketch some little circles here just to start fleshing it out. And then of course at the tips, there's a little bit of flesh here too, of course, underneath our fingernails. Okay, this is where we decide the shape of our hand, right? Now I'm a grown man. Okay, I've done a lot of work, so like my hand is maybe a little more muscular than some of yours. Okay, nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just older than you. All right. Some of you have much more slender fingers, right? So if you have very slender fingers, don't put a lot of meat in there, right? Keep it nice and skinny. Okay, I'm going to make mine a little thicker. When you get down here to the thumb, make sure there's a lot of muscle down here, right? A lot of muscle down here. And a big piece of flesh underneath, because of course your thumbnail is the biggest one, right? So make sure that there's a nice bit of meat under there too. All right, and the whole hand is all laid out now. All right, now that we got to this, I'm going to go around it, and I'm going to start to do my finish lines. Okay, all these lines, these are all just guidelines, right? Now I'm going to go around it and start to finish up my drawing. Go around all the bones and all the flesh that we drew, and try to make it look like a real finger. Some of us have spaces. Everyone usually has a little bit of a space between your fingers. Okay, some people's fingers are a little thicker and they don't. All right, you can press your fingers together, right? But at rest there is a little space. Now I'm not going to detail this whole hand because I want you all to get started, but I'm going to show you. We're just going to go around it a little bit like this. Okay, to finish up, and then if you want, you can even get rid of all this stuff we drew before. Okay, because these are just our guidelines, right? We don't need those. Once you're just like we did with the face, I want you to lay out the whole hand like this. All right, first, lay out the whole hand with your sticks and your... What's the hardest thing about this?
I would say trying to make the head right.
Yeah, what's hard about it?
Sometimes when you have to see it's 7 because...
Oh, measuring it out?
If it's big or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you like the most about it?
Drawing the hand.
Yeah, even though you made yours gigantic, you gonna make that smaller?
Yes.
Okay. What's the hardest thing about it?
The hands.
Why?
Because, like, I don't know what size to put the fingers.
Yeah. Do you remember the proportion for it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is it?
The same size as your face, and the middle finger is the same size as your palm.
Yep, that's it. What do you like the most about it?
Mm,
About all of it?
the head.
The what?
The head.
Yeah, what do you like about the head?
Mm,
Not sure? You just like it? That's fine. What's the hardest thing about this?
The clothes.
The clothes are the hardest.
And the proportion.
Yeah, what part of the proportion's hard for you?
You see how my arms...
Well, this one's good. Right, this looks like it'll stretch down here. All right, this one's still a little short. See, this only goes like this and like this. Doesn't quite make it, right?
Yeah.
Need to bring it down a little bit further.
But I can't make it bigger without it going up.
Yeah, I know. We kind of put them too high up. That's okay. Your pose just doesn't fit the page. That's all. It's fine. What do you like the most about it?
The ears.
You like the ears the most? Those are some big ears.
And the teeth.
The teeth. What's the hardest about it?
well, the hands.
Yeah? What's hard about the hands?
When I draw the lines for the fingers,
Mhm.
they're like, some of them are far apart and they're too close to each other, so I have to keep redrawing it over.
It's hard to space it out right, huh?
Yeah.
What do you like the most about it?
Well, drawing the meat on the bone. because
Because why?
it's adding meat to the bone, because if it doesn't, it's gonna look like a skeleton.
Okay. All right, good job.